Feed the little dog. Come on, Leroy. You can run, but you can't hide.
Whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
Hi, I'm attorney Gavin M. Richard. Check out my latest book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. For approximately 2 years now, I have gone on a painstaking quest to investigate the rise and fall of an American icon, Bill Cosby. In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Jello, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row. On Thursday nights, it was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had, as it can make younger people dream to be the best that they can be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down, sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. In this book, I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of his trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn the attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format.
Reaction video, please.
Didn't mean for Dana to come on. What's up, family? Welcome to another edition of Gavin Richard Presents here on channel G-Boot 2786. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're blessed and doing safe. Of course, available on Amazon right now on Kindle is The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in the United States. It is available now on Amazon in Kindle format as we speak. We'll have the paperback format ready sometime this month available. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to support our channel, you can go to Noni's. One way you can support is at the ticker at the bottom. Donate to the Cash App, the PayPal, or Zelle, please. As this channel is not monetized, any help that you can give is always greatly appreciated. And also, order you some Noni's Creole Blends. Go to noniscreoleblends.com. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Noni's goes great with every dish. We'll begin with the following today, ladies and gentlemen. Baseball Perv strikes out. Hunter Biden video goes viral. Rest in peace, Willie Marrow, inventor of the Afro pick and blow dryer comb attachment, dies at the age of 82. And happy birthday, Dr. Cosby. All this and more, ladies and gentlemen, on channel G-Boot 2786. We will begin, of course, with our usual dose of reality, which is if we got to get on down, we got to get on up first. So let's go ahead and get on up.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat. 'Cause on the dance floor is where we're going. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something and feel the groove. Get on the floor. Get on the. Now, 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so, if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll feel the groove. Get on the floor. Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something and feel the groove. Get on the floor. Get on the floor, baby. Yeah, gotta get on the floor, baby. Come on, baby, gotta get on the floor, baby. Feel the groove. Get on the floor. Get on the.
All right, sorry about that. What's up, family? Oh man, I have had the longest of days, and I'm not exaggerating. I know tomorrow is going to be even longer, just tied up with work. So I'm starting now. I don't plan to be spend a whole lot of time with y'all tonight, although I love you, but I just got other things I got to get ready for. So we're going to get right into it. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Computer Robots, Derek Bailey. Some of you, I know we got family still on the West Coast who probably aren't, who are listening or not able to talk. They may still be at work. I see you, Danielle. How's that naughty seasoning going? You know, I want to just comment on that. I'm in the process of doing some more ads, working with some people, some very famous people. At least IG. I won't say too much, but you may see some ads pop up on, let's just say, on Instagram that will sell this product because I'm trying to push it more and more. We want to get it in stores. The main thing, of course, internet sales help, but even having it in stores is much, much better. If you could get a product into Winn-Dixie or even hell Walmart, things of that nature. So, and I'm trying to develop some other stuff with it, probably by at least for the holiday season. So I got to start working on that. We're going to start doing that in a week or two. So that's the main thing I got to say about that, family. But I hope we almost at hump day. Nothing like hump day. I'm going to get started with this. Of course, this was some news that came to me. Let's go ahead and just get into it. Now, it's not news, but it is news because you probably have not heard of this news. So you always like to get real B1 news from me. That makes sense. Well, even though he's not B1, but this video of Hunter Biden is going viral. Now, I don't know if you all have seen this all on the internet, but if you have been paying it, and you probably likely have not been paying attention because this doesn't really take up a lot of our time and should not. This is a video. There is a video of Hunter Biden that has gone viral that apparently shows the president's son weighing some crack cocaine. Now, unfortunately, I can't skip the ad because this is Sky News, not CNN, where you can just skip ads, or CBS News where you got to sit through 15 seconds. So for 30 seconds, we got to decide whether we want to buy one of these phone games to play. But it'll be over with in a minute. And a smoky flavor, we want to make an injection for your turkeys. So that's something that's coming up. That's the main thing I'm trying to come up with. Now,
It's 2.06.
this is the video. Rewind.
So,
Now,
so I just went to the back. It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
So how long is
2.0.
That was Hunter Biden there, filming himself. The video was one of the few pieces of content that the image board website 4chan claims to have hacked from the president's son's iCloud account. A Twitter user under the name of NJ Gloper posted the video of Hunter. It sees him filming himself with a cigarette in his mouth. He then flips the camera to film the scales in front of him. As you'd expect, the video has been making the rounds since it was put up. Donald Trump Jr. reposted the video from Benny Johnson's Twitter page and wrote, "Imagine the things he decided may be a bit too much for film. Also imagine the coverage if this was me." Ian Hayworth tweeted, "The smartest man Joe Biden knows videotapes himself weighing crack." Caleb Hull wrote, "You have to be a super weird person to even film this in the first place." Benny Johnson also reposted the video and included a clip of Joe Biden from the archives in 1991 discussing his tough thoughts on crack users.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. Now,
This video is just another example of incriminating and scandalous things to come from Hunter Biden's laptop from hell. It has quite literally plagued the Democrat Party since the contents were leaked in October 2020, right before the federal election. While it was dismissed as Russian disinformation at first, when the New York Times verified some of the emails earlier this year, the content started to be taken seriously. Late last week, The Sun revealed exclusive text messages from Hunter that saw him speak pretty horrifically about his stepmom. In a text to his late brother Beau's wife, Hallie, who Hunter actually had a romantic relationship with after his death, he calls his stepmom, Jill Biden, a selfish, silly, entitled expletive. Around Christmas time in 2018, he also swore at Jill as the now First Lady attempted to get Hunter into rehab for addiction. The Sun also reported that when Hunter proposed teaching in Pennsylvania, Jill Biden said he should be getting sober first, to which Hunter claimed he was smarter than Jill, labelling her a vindictive moron. In a text, he said, "And you do know the drunkest I've ever been is still smarter than you could ever even comprehend. And you're an expletive grammar teacher that wouldn't survive one class in an Ivy graduate program." Followed up by telling Jill, "Let's all agree, I don't like you any more than you like me." But in other text messages, he can be seen being remorseful for his words and apologising to his dad. "Love you, Dad. It's my fault. Mum is right. I overreact and she's only worried about me and I promise to try to be more understanding. I love you. Tell Mum I love her. And I'm sorry I say mean things. I don't mean them." The Bidens have been seen playing happy family as of late, with Hunter even attending the 4th of July celebrations last week. The contents of the president's son's laptop, however, will not go unnoticed, with Republicans who have called for Joe Biden to face questions on his son numerous times, especially for his overseas business dealings.
I mean, I've seen videos. They had the video of Hunter Biden. I saw it. I saw it for the first time. That he was ripping farts. I saw that. Good for you, Randy Jackson. I don't know what routine you're talking about that empty makes you shit, but you know, if I just take one, if I go order some Taco Bell and nacho cheese chalupa, then my bowels will be clear. More power to you, Randy. Y'all see Randy with the lemonade. Randy is 60. 60, thin and free. I think he lives down in Australia. Shout out to Randy. I know his brother real well, Herman Jackson. He was my drum instructor teacher. He actually is on that show. I think he's on Name That Tune where he's the musical director. So shout out to him. But let's talk about Breaking Bad Hunter, Breaking Biden. Now, it's I have heard, and it's no it is not a rumor that Hunter Biden has struggled with drug use. He was actually kicked out of the military, out of the Navy because he was dealing drugs. All right, and that doesn't surprise me if this video, if it can be authenticated. Obviously, if and that clearly is him in the picture, it looks just like him. I don't doubt that that's him. And my opinion, and of course, I don't know what it is, but I can tell you what it was not. It was not sugar he was weighing. That wasn't sugar. Now, what's hypocritical and why the video why this is going viral is that your President Joe Biden, and that you saw from when that timestamp that video was when he was a senator. President Biden had asked for a person who had a little bit. You saw what he was holding up, a penny amount of crack. You would get 5 years in prison, and a judge would have absolutely no choice but to give that to you. And here you have the President of the United States' son, who is actually using what appears to be weighing crack cocaine, getting ready to smoke it with his girl. And Hunter Biden has been accused of doing a lot of sick shit. He dated his brother's wife, his widow. And I believe Hunter was even married at the time he was doing that. I even heard about him allegedly, I don't know if it's a fact, but even messing with his niece. There was some talks about that in some articles. So you have a lot of sick shit that's going on with the Biden in that family. And here's a man who is, let's not forget even the stuff that Biden did to help his son get work with when he was working with corporations, stuff he was doing in Russia and Ukraine, trying to hold them hostage. We're trying to get stuff, take care of stuff with his business dealings over there. And they tried to do this disinformation campaign with your Hunter Biden, calling it Russian disinformation. Well, no, it's not disinformation, because here you have on Australian news, Sky News, they seem to be more honest and open than your mainstream media. Why isn't, we got to ask ourselves this question, why aren't the major networks like ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox News, CNN, why are they not talking about this? You would think if the president's son got caught up in some type of scandal that's going viral like this, mainstream media would be jumping all over it. They do it for celebrities all the damn time, but yet Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, they get a pass. It's just disinformation. Oh, it's nothing. No, it is something. Yeah, we talking about Hunter Biden. Now, while I'm not a fan of Donald Trump by no means and his family, I think, I can say this. And yeah, Trump has his issues. But honestly, I never heard of the Trump. I didn't see this type of shit when Trump was in office. We didn't see it when any president was in, and let's just say not Donald Trump. Let's also talk about, we didn't see it with Obama. We didn't see it with Clinton. Clinton didn't do stuff like that. Right? I mean, Bush, both Bushes, Reagan. You never saw stuff like this. This is embarrassing. This is an embarrassment, and the fact that it's even makes it even worse is the cover up from the media. It just shows you how corrupt they are. That it's trending online on Twitter right now, and they'd rather talk about it, but not CNN, not MSNBC. Tell me if they have covered, because I don't watch the networks, but if you all who watch it or pay attention, just Google and see if it's there. It's very easy to prove. Hunter Biden is on video. There's a video of him right now, Vulcan, that's going live where he's allegedly weighing crack cocaine. Now, I don't know when the video was taken. They had, you saw the news anchor who was on Sky News who said that was Hunter Biden with the cigarette in his mouth. I've seen Hunter Biden, ripping farts. I can go on YouTube. Let's go on YouTube and see it. So, and so reportedly he farted in front of the. Oh no, that's his son. That was his dad. Yeah, his dad was known to touching some thigh. Remember what he talked about calling black children cockroaches? Judge Joe Brown talked about it. Yeah. This is the president's son. They got somebody let a pig in there. It's disgusting. I'm sorry, ladies. But I'm looking at this. Just look at the comments. Somebody wrote, America's ass ripping right there. Who are you looking at? You know he's bare-assed on that chair. Can you imagine the smell of a cracked out colon? Someone wrote, someone should introduce him to Amber Heard. Shits and rips. Yeah, Amber Heard and Hunter Biden should hook up. They'd be called Shits and Rips. Shit and rips. Sound like a pig. Remember when Rodney Dangerfield ripped one in Caddyshack? Oh, someone sat on a duck. Hunter would try and say it was the chair. No, it wasn't the chair, it was the ass. Shit. That came out your ass, not the chair. This is some bullshit. I'm not going to take up too much time, but I want to show y'all something too. Yeah, Hunter Biden. So if you go just simply on Wikipedia, and you can even look up Hunter Biden, that's him there. And obviously the picture I saw, he was much older. But he was kicked out of the Navy Reserve for being a junkie. And we also had the stuff that came out of an iCloud of that leak where there was supposedly a lot of stuff on it. His stuff with his laptop, that was controversy, but that was still being investigated. Supposedly stuff with pornography, and I've heard. I'm not going to throw out a child porn allegation because I don't know if that was a fact. That has been, we've heard that. I mean, Biden was sleeping. Yeah, he had a relationship with his brother Bo's wife while he was still married. Still technically married. But if we talk about it from a political standpoint, it makes Joe Biden's administration seem even look more like a fool because this is a man who built his career on law and order, and his own son is in disorder. I mean, he's passed these laws that put and locked up hundreds of Black Americans, African Americans, Hispanic Americans. I know y'all don't like me when I link stuff in, but Black Americans, we should say in particular. And yet, and he said if he had a chance, to do it over, he would do it. He would still do the same thing. Biden said he had no regrets about passing that crimes bill. Well, what if his son would have gotten locked up by the police for doing that? And that wasn't no penny cent of crack alleged that I saw there, allegedly. That wasn't sugar. I know it's got to be authenticated and so forth. I'm a lawyer. I know how this stuff goes, but that wasn't sugar that was on there, broken up like that. But that, ladies and gentlemen, Hunter, that is a reflection of where we are in America right now. So hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man. But this is an embarrassing. He had a whole kitchen. Yeah. Damn, man. I got the link to, I might start watching Sky News because apparently the news in Australia is much more honest than the news in America. That's the biggest thing for me and a reflection of what's going on in America. If you want to see how bad it is with our media, we got to go to foreign nations and watch it. Russia Today was better with, I used to watch that for a while, but I couldn't get into it. Same thing with Al Jazeera. You could watch C-SPAN might be the only decent one in the United States because they're not tied to commercials and so forth like that. They don't have sponsors or anything like that. I think that deals with the straight government, straight politics. But, everything else is tied to select corporate interest. And that's what you have there. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the representation of the American family. This is the first family. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move on to something worth our time. I think I've spent enough time on rips there. Okay. Some sad news to report. We want to say rest in power to a brother. Well, you know what? Let me get back to that one. So we just finished Hunter Biden. We're going to talk about this. This is a little more entertaining. Baseball perv strikes out. Now, I don't know if you all have seen this video that's gone viral, but there was apparently a fight, it looks like, at the Dodgers baseball game. And how it got to this, I don't know, but what started, apparently, they were throwing beers on each other. Fans were throwing beers on each other from above, and it escalated. Now, you can see right here, and this happened a couple of days ago. Oh, shout out to Judge Joe Brown. He just texted me. Said he's doing a paper, son. I can't come on and talk about this crackhead that they got and his jackass in chief father, who's the damn president, who's glorifying this destruction of manhood and masculinity. It's a damn disgrace that we got to put up with this bullshit. I was kicked out of Hollywood because I didn't want to subscribe to that nonsense because I had the judiciary functions to know how to school with punk ass, jackass, roll ass chiefs like Biden and all of these others. God damn them all. But let's go ahead. Shout out to Bernard. I was on with Bernard yesterday. I don't know if you guys, some of you had a chance to watch it. Like I saw Computer Robots and a few others that were on there. I think Vulcan may have been there. I'm not quite sure. But look at this. Now this, I couldn't understand for the life of me, even what he did. Now the security is there the whole time. Now let's wait. Can I go back? Now I can't see if the security is right. The security guard is right there, and he's obviously looking at something else. You can see him from over there. You see them over there. So he breaks, tries to stop, but then all hell breaks loose. Security comes trying to grab that person. This the mail carrier. Now he's trying to pinch the thigh. Now he's in there looking like Michael Douglas in Falling Down with that Michael Douglas haircut. Y'all remember Falling Down? Now look what he's doing. Is he fisting her thigh? What's Mr. Postman delivering here? What the hell? It's on the clock. What? I've never seen. Was he pinching her? I mean, look. He comes out of nowhere. You think he's gonna grab her ass or try and pull her, or at least try and pull her away? He's got two hands like this, okay, cupped, like he's about to catch the ball. The football is coming right to him, and instead he does put. All right. Of course he copped the field. I don't know if they can see who that man was or is, but I mean, he could have been easily charged if they weren't looking, obviously, because everybody's distracted. So he definitely was copping a field with that. But he could have been charged if they had saw him. Somebody would have knocked it. Somebody could have knocked him right on his ass for that. He certainly wasn't picking lint off her shorts. Damn. I don't know the story of what happened, but you all saw how it went down. Obviously, people baseball games and not just baseball games, but even on football games and any sporting event, you're gonna see people fight and so forth. But I ain't never seen anything like this. I may have seen some people. I remember. I never seen nothing like that. Now, sometimes at some games, people may do stuff and not get caught. But that was slick. But he got caught because of the camera, but nobody caught him, obviously, because if he had been caught doing something like that and they showed his face, now you notice his face was turned. So I don't know how they could still identify him if the security is there, if he worked there. It looked like he was working there, apparently. They might identify him, but that was some slick shit. let's say a bit. I see the Chuck E. Cheese brawl. Let's look at that. I haven't seen that one. Was that in March? That was this year? There have been so many Chuck E. Cheese brawls. You got to pick one. Okay, so here's one here. This is it. So this happened in Peoria, Richard Pryor's country. It was in my
Before fighting in
hometown.
Peoria over the weekend, 2 separate brawls ending only.
They brawling at the Chuck E. Cheese, Jack. And I'm trying to sip myself with some cognac, so I was at Chuck E. Cheese in spirit eating me a damn cheese pizza. Because you know when you smoke weed and shit, man, how it always give you the munchies and shit. Hey, I want you to feed me, man. You ain't stomach be talking, motherfucker. It just be talking, Jack. Because I was high.
After police stepped in, India Freya finds out how these incidents are impacting our youngest community members.
Chaos in a Peoria Chuck E. Cheese where food, drinks, and punches were thrown. Police say 1 adult and 1 juvenile were arrested at that location. And the night before, 6 people were arrested at another fight at the Landmark Recreation Center. Residents we talked to say the fighting concerns them and it makes them rethink where and when they come out.
I find that I wouldn't go to the mall or anything at night because I know there was a lot of fights there too.
We want to go places with our families and not have to worry about things like that happening.
Both of the weekend fights have something in common. They happened at places where children frequent, leaving some asking, how does witnessing these fights affect our youth?
For the children who that is not a typical part of their experience, those types of situations can be very overwhelming to them. For the children who maybe have been exposed to more of those types of situations in their lives, unfortunately, it contributes to some desensitization.
Clinical psychologist Barbara Toohill says any violence can negatively impact children, but violence in places where they are expected to be safe pose an additional threat to mental health. Police Chief Eric Echeverria says he's disappointed with the fights and the adults that fought and recorded them.
In our community, they need to be responsible for what's happening. Is Chuck E. Cheese the place now that we need to be walking through every day and making sure people are acting accordingly?
We reached out to Landmark and they declined to comment, and we're waiting for a response from Chuck E. Cheese. Reporting in Peoria, I'm India Freya, Heart of Illinois, ABC.
Okay. Ladies, I'm just going to say this too. Be careful, because if a postman walks in your bathroom, it's not by accident. Don't get in fights. He's going to pinch your thigh. I can't get it. I couldn't get out. He was following, I don't know if he was trying to do a Donald Trump there. Grab him by the, couldn't get all of it. Whatever it was, I wish the girl would have hauled off and punched him right in the jaw. And let me say this too. Even before this Me Too thing, if a man grabbed a woman's ass or buttocks, or I should say, they would get dealt with. Ladies wouldn't just sit down. Women up back then wouldn't just take that. Now, they wouldn't necessarily call the police on you because it was what it was, but they would probably punch the shit out of you. They wouldn't tolerate that. Yeah, he probably is. That's just... he would likely try it again and then get the wrong person. We know you're going to knock him out, Boss of Queenie. You from the Bay. You don't play that shit. You'd beat up his legs. You'd beat him with his mail bag. I was looking at it at first. It's like, what Michael Douglas doing pinching this woman's thigh? He's just... 1993 Michael Douglas. He's falling down. Y'all remember that movie? Good movie. Be careful if he doesn't pull a Uzi out on you. Oh, it's work. That ain't better. You're in Compton? That's not that make it worse for him. Oh, just make sure you ain't got a Uzi on you. It's like, what's Michael Douglas doing delivering the mail? Yeah, yeah. Remember in the Queen Latifah video, UNITY, when the guy slapped her butt, and she just walked up, rolled on him, and slapped the piss out of him. Yeah, that's what they would do. Like women weren't going to be victims. Nowadays, it's this. I'm not going to say there aren't real victims. Of course there are, but this mentality, like this Me Too crap, where women are running to get at any man for something that happened to them and linking all of this stuff up. I fought a classmate in high school on a beta club convention trip for touching my ass. And let me say this, men, I'm not obviously condoning that. There are men, especially when you're in boys, and I'm not saying what they did is right. You know, they were young and dumb and did stuff to girls. And what they did was wrong. There are people who do change and contribute to society. And with that, I'm not going to tell on myself about what I did when I was a kid. But yeah, this dude here in this situation, he took advantage to me of a fight to get his freak on. And too bad the man, her husband or boyfriend that was with her didn't see it, because I'm sure he would have knocked the piss out of it, and he would have been justified. Or even I would have liked to see the woman if it, and she would have been justified. Knock his stuff loose. Knock what's tight loose. Knock what's tight loose. Knock what is tight loose. Knock it off. All right, we're gonna go to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Please donate to the Cash App, the Zelle, the Venmo. You see them at the bottom. As you know, this channel is not monetized. It is not monetized. I would ask please to donate something to support your brother. Now, if you like this channel, I want you to say rest in power to Mr. Willie Marrow. Willie Marrow is the inventor of the Afro pick. He's also the inventor of an attachment to the blow dryer comb. Now, Mr. Marrow passed away last week on Wednesday. Apparently, there's no cause of death exactly that was listed, but we talk about his life and impact. Says here that the man who invented the Afro pick, a revolutionary hairstyling product for kinky hair, has died. Mr. Marrow was a barber and hairstylist by trade and was a powerful community stakeholder who believed, quote, you should not have to go out of your own community for the resources and wealth. Says that Marrow died in San Diego, California. He was 82 years old. The entrepreneur was blessed to spend his last moments surrounded by his family, the Los Angeles Times reported. Many know that Marrow made his fortune as an inventor, revolutionizing hair care with the Afro pick. However, few are aware that he also created the California curl style, a curly perm that preceded the Jerry curl. He also had the first utility patent, Easy Teasy hairstyling comb, and the first blow dryer attachment comb. As a barber, he was able to use his influence in the black and brown community to popularize both the tool and the style. His daughter Cheryl Monroe revealed in an interview just how community-minded Monroe was. He just believed in community being the source of economy, that you should not have to go out of your community for the resources and wealth that you needed. It should be in your community. She says her dad schooled her by saying, "We are the boot. We didn't need straps, just as long as they fit. I'm walking." After his demise, Shane Harris, the founder of the People's Association of Justice Advocates, said Monroe gave black people, quote, the tools they needed to do their hair the way they wanted to do it. But he also worked hard to change the perception in America of natural black hair being something that was not neat or professional. State Assembly member Akilah Weber said in an email that Monroe was the embodiment of the promise of America. He grew up in the South to a family of sharecroppers, and through his hard work and his own ingenuity, built a multi-million-dollar hair care business and media empire. He embraced his community and became the protector of rare and priceless black art and artifacts. It says here that Mr. Monroe, who was born in 1939, was the son of Alabama sharecroppers, and through his industrious nature, stepped out of hair care into a realm that placed him in media, where he owned and managed from 1977 to 1990 the radio station XHRM and the San Diego Monitor News. When he left Tuscaloosa, Alabama in 1959, during the height of Jim Crow, he decided to go to California for a new life. Cheryl Monroe recounted her father's journey as an 18-year-old, saying he arrived in San Diego on a Greyhound bus with a paper bag lunch of fried chicken and a pound cake and a suitcase with one suit and shirt. He understood that he would still encounter racism almost 2,000 miles away, but he had a plan. She said, "My dad took advantage of the fact that San Diego had been dubbed the Mississippi of the West. For my father was about economics. That's how he dealt with racism. My dad said racism in San Diego afforded him to be the best barber in the city, the state, the country, and the world. Racism afforded him the opportunity to zero in on what his people needed. He did not fight with a fist. He created things. It was his way of dealing with racism through economics." Amen to that. Economics. Most definitely. Says here, Mr. Monroe also worked for the military. He started another career writing books on hair care and cutting. Some of his titles included 400 Years Without a Comb, The Untold Story, Curly Hair, a specialized text on styling the natural afro, and straight hair. So he was hired by the U.S. Department of Defense on military bases to teach barbering classes and to provide hair services to soldiers stationed in the Southern California city. Now, his daughter Cheryl is the CEO of California Curl, and it says here he came to the city because of its reputation. So he saw a way to make money, especially in military, because he knew a lot of the black soldiers that were going to be out there would need a barber. So they contracted and worked with him. So he found a way to make money and rise above what was going on. Hello, Bishop Scott. Says here that Morrow met his wife Gloria while living in the San Diego area, and they were married for 56 years with 2 daughters. She can, so on a final note, Miss Morrow, his daughter said, of her father, my father saw an opportunity to flourish by supplying the beauty needs of African American military personnel as well as civilians. He turned a black hair care company into a tech design industrial giant. Amen to you, Brother Moreau. Thank you, Brother Moreau. I didn't know too much about Willie Marrow, actually. Not so much about him. And let's see if I got a picture of Willie Marrow. But he took black hair and made it into a multi-million-dollar industry. And we can appreciate men like Mr. Moreau because while there was racism, and certainly he went through it, he found a way to rise above it. He found a way to make money out of this whole thing. That's Willie Marrow there to your right. That's when he was, I guess, a lot younger. And he created a multi-million-dollar empire. Moreau Publications. He owned and controlled a lot of businesses. Let's see what his network was. Just want to look at that. So it said that his net worth at the time of his death was $13 million. At the peak, at a point, his sales for the comb, his business sold about 12,000 pieces per week. So he is, I guess, the semi-creator of the Jerry curl, right? There was someone else who created the Jerry curl. It was Jerry Redding who did it. He died. Yeah, a white man. There's a white man that created the Jerry curl. Holy greasy. There was another black man that was involved with the Jerry curl. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Was it him? Comer Cottrell? It could be him. If he's based out of Los Angeles, that probably is him. Because he created Proline Corp, which had the curly kit. So he's the reason once again, it is a white man, ladies and gentlemen, that is responsible for destroying your couches and sofas and your bed pillows and sheets. But I want to say, in closing, Mr. Moreau, you led by example. You accomplished enough or a lot in your time on Earth with us in your 82 years. And we thank you for your contributions to Black hair, your contributions to our community. May you and all the other souls of the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. Amen. Thank you, brother. Rest in power. Rest in power, Mr. Moreau. Ladies and gentlemen, sad to hear, but he lived a blessed life and left his legacy to his children, which is a good thing, and that's what you have to do, and rise above adversity. We are not used to taking adversity or dealing with adversity. We as Black people, some of us and most of us think that we're designed to be in the shape we're in, but we're not. And he had Ice Cube front and center with the Jerry curl. Y'all see that? Do I Diddy? Holy Zappin' Roger. California love. Do I Diddy? Ice Cube says computer love. Shoo-be-doo-wop, shoo-doo-wop, I wanna love you. Shoo-be-doo-wop, I wanna love you. Shoo-be-doo-wop, shoo-be-doo-wop, All right. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Last thing I wanted to talk about before we get, well, two more things. We're almost done. Did y'all hear about this mother that was arrested? This story, now I didn't put a topic bar up here, but I did say I would talk about it. A mother was arrested for, as her 7-year-old daughter fell out on a California freeway and she was fatally run over. Apparently, what they're saying is the girl, according to eyewitnesses, was hanging out or playing in the back portion of an SUV with a broken window where she fell out and was run over by multiple vehicles. This happened a week ago on July 7th. Now, fair use with all my videos. So she's charged with, you saw one count of one misdemeanor and one felony, and all dealing with child endangerment. And let me say this: as a kid, I used to climb in the back seat even when the car was driving and play in the back. And this was in a 19. They say the car they were driving, the vehicle was a 1999 Lincoln Navigator, according to CHP officer Joshua Greengard, who told ABC7 there were witnesses saying that she was either hanging out or playing in the back portion, the very, very back portion of it. The window was already broken out, and it looks like she may have fallen out of the vehicle and then tragically died. Yeah. So what it probably did take place is that she was playing in the back of a broken window and sadly either lost her balance or I don't know if the mom may have hit the brakes and she flew out. One of the two happened, and unfortunately, she was run over and killed. And so they're charging the mom and her boyfriend. Mom's name is Veranda Gladney. Her boyfriend is Michael Branch. They were arrested for child endangerment. Now, I'm not familiar with the laws in California as far as what child endangerment would be, but it's charged with one felony and one misdemeanor count of child abuse causing death. So if you read the California statute, Penal Code 27273 APC, I'm just looking at it. Now, you could even look and go on some attorneys' websites out in California. And they have, shout out to shhouselaw.com. Child endangerment is willfully exposing a child under the age of 18 to unjustifiable pain, suffering, or danger. You can be charged for subjecting the child to an unreasonable risk of harm, even if the child never suffers actual harm. So you don't have to suffer harm, but just putting them there. For instance, leaving a dangerous weapon out where a child is there. Leaving a minor with a babysitter who has a history of abusive behavior. If you don't give your child medical attention and they're sick, if you give them a tattoo, even there's anything that could be seen putting them in a dangerous situation, you could get arrested for. And I'm not licensed to practice in California. I'm just reading the article, what they say here. So she's facing some serious charges. So she could, if when the minor is at risk of death or great bodily harm. Now, there are defenses. That you could see there, but I believe if it's they could put on either on felony probation or misdemeanor, depending on the judge, how they feel. But it carries up to 6 years imprisonment if it's charged as a felony. And you could be fined up to $10,000. And they call it a wobbler because it may be charged as either a misdemeanor or a felony in the prosecutor's discretion. So what do y'all say on something like this? This is terrible. This is sad. I don't think any parent expects their child to die, especially in that fashion. I feel terrible for that baby. 7 years old and to die like that is awful. For any child to die is awful. But you know, you gotta buckle them up. You gotta watch your children. Of course, it's hard when you're driving if you buckle them up and they're running around and they get out of their seatbelt. She was 7, but the thing is, at their age, they make them wear child seats and so forth. I didn't have that. We had to sit in the back and chill, and and better not get out of our seatbelt, so else you could figure out why. But we were well behaved, my brother and I as kids. We didn't cause a lot of problems. But I feel terrible for that child. Yeah, I wish she was in her seatbelt. Awful. May she rest in peace. All right. So finally, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to pay tribute, of course, to one Dr. William H. Cosby, who turns 85 on today. 5'8" backwards. And they used to be 58, but now I'm 85, but you call it 58 backwards. That way you could say I'm young again. And you see, Camille, she likes it when we throw the birthday party for the cause, for me, because we like to enjoy simple things. We got the cake and ice cream and and the gifts. And someone is going to gift me now with about a whole lifetime worth of Jello chocolate pudding pops. And you do not want to mess with me on my birthday because then I'm going to get angry, especially if I've not had my pudding pop. I will turn into the Incredible Cause, I don't know if Andrew's watching that. I did the Cosby impression in front of him. But today, and look, the Shade Room even shouted out Dr. Cosby and wished him a happy, happy birthday. I had actually texted Andrew and asked him to tell Dr. Cosby, happy birthday for me. But they're doing tributes to Dr. Cosby here, everywhere. You know, you got pictures of Bill Cosby here. Just some stories. And bought her a new. So I'm looking at this. So this woman, Keisha Potter, Bill Cosby bought her a saxophone after hers malfunctioned, wasn't working. He took her to a music store and she picked out 3 saxophones. And it was $40,000. And Bill Cosby did this only 2 months after his only son, Enos Cosby, was murdered. Keisha went on in life and became the lead saxophonist for Beyonce, one of the lead saxophonists for Robin Thicke's tours, American Idol, and is a music school teaching. Is at music school, she teaches piano. So she's performed. She was at the BET 2002 Awards recently, where she played lead baritone sax for Lizzo during her performance. Well, shout out to her, and I don't applaud Lizzo, but shout out to her. Proud of her. Good luck, sister. Great job. Happy birthday. I told him, have all the pudding pops in the world.
Cosby Instagram page as well. Here's to you, Mr. Cosby. Happy 85th. Happy 85th, Mr. Cosby. Hey, yo, what's happening, social media family? I know it's been a while. I took a break. You know, we all sometimes have to do for our mental health.
Happy I made it out the womb day, Doc.
Hey, Mr. Cosby. I'm at the Philadelphia home, man, just hanging out. You know, I just wanted to come here and be here, man, to wish you that happy 85th birthday. I know we kicked it off early on yesterday, but it was so important for me to be at the house today just to say happy 85th birthday to you, man. You reached a milestone. The wisdom that you have brought to the world through the Cosby Show, a different world, your comedy, your music, what you have shown us as a people on how to excel and how to create Black wealth for ourselves. That's what this is all about. Honoring you, honoring your day, showing how you work so hard, and you showed us that hard work does pay off. I know it sounds cliche, but it really does. You know, when you look at your panoramic views of your beautiful property, man, here in Philly, man, it's immaculate. It's amazing. It gives us inspiration, and it tells us that we could accomplish the same goal, and we could do it the right way with ethics, integrity, morals, values. I've been driving around in the whip, just enjoying a lot of the scenery, man, meeting people, hanging out, having a good time. But I just want people to take a moment to say happy 85th birthday. But also, while they're giving you that happy birthday shout out, you know, enjoy the view. Just enjoy the view.
I wonder if Ron is going to do a tribute to Bill.
Now,
Ron
that's how you
Hurd.
do a real moment in silence for someone who just turned 85 years old. You honor them by showing how your hard work, and this is just a small fraction of the collection of your homes and the things that you have acquired. They were not given to you. You earned everything. And that's why God blessed you to be 85, man, so you could enjoy the fruits of your labor. And we just want to say happy birthday. I want to say happy birthday to you, many, many more. I look forward to seeing you. I know you have a great big birthday dinner tonight that Mrs. Cosby is hosting for you. Hey, enjoy yourself. Hey, man, and let's do this again. Let's keep moving. Let's keep pushing.
Yeah.
And social media, thank you for just wishing him a big birthday on yesterday. And now this is the day. And thank you for just saluting the king, the real king of company, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, actor and comedian Bill Cosby. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Mr. C.
Yes, happy birthday to me, and thank you from the Shade Room, because I know you like to throw the dirt on the black people, and sometimes I talk bad about the black people myself, but I am the king of the black people. I am the top comedian of all time. I have won Grammys, and I have won Emmys, and I have had Lammys, and all of those good old things, and so, but salute Dr. Cosby. Now, let me just tell you a little history about Bill Cosby. A lot of people may not know this. When Dr. Cosby came onto mainstream media, onto television, he, along with a guy by the name of Ivan Dixon and Greg Lewis, father of Phil, Greg Morris, is it Greg Morris or Phil Morris? I can't remember, but he played Barney Collier in Mission Impossible. All right, Greg Morris. They were at that time the only black actors on mainstream television. You know, he was on Mission Impossible. Ivan Dixon was on Hogan's Heroes, and Dr. Cosby, Bill Cosby, was on I Spy, which I think rivaled Mission Impossible. And I think Mission Impossible came out actually. And Bishop, you can tell me this. Didn't it come out before? Didn't it come out after I Spy? Mission Impossible. It was around the same time, but yeah, I think no, it was a little bit after. It was an espionage series, yeah. 171 episodes. I Spy was on from 1965 to 1968 for 3 seasons and 82 episodes. It's executive produced, created by Sheldon Leonard. And Robert Culp, who was a friend of Dr. Cosby, they made sure that his character, the Bill Cosby's character, was not the stereotypical black man. He was educated, smart, and he was the first to do that. He's the first man to win an Emmy, black man to win an Emmy for a TV series like that. So, and he broke new ground, of course. We know about this. Hold on, let's see if I can put this up. He had these movies, hold on, in the 70s that he did outside of the comedy albums, but I remember this picture. Y'all remember this? Hold on. This airs on BET. Used to air on BET all the time, but this is my favorite. Hold on. Let's do it again. We would like to say happy birthday to the champ. How about Uptown Saturday Night? I'm asking the question, sissy. Remember when he talked to they got beat up by Harold Nicholas, Little Seymour Pettigrew. This is for niggas who like to do all that back talk. That was classic. But yeah, directed by the great Sidney Poitier. He did 3 films. They did 3 films together. Let's Do It Again, Uptown Saturday Night, and A Piece of the Action. Uh, Uptown Saturday Night was first, and originally they wanted Richard Pryor and Red Fox to play those characters, the main characters that Bill and Sidney played. But Red, he didn't star in any of those movies. Unfortunately, he was doing Sanford and Son. But Richard was in the movie. He played the private eye that ripped off Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. And Flip Wilson was in it. He played the Reverend Loose Lips Ain't Ships. Yeah, kind of like his Reverend Leroy on his show. Yeah, so that was just classic comedy. Fun. That was funny. They don't make stuff like that anymore. I think they've blacked out of movies because remember they used to have films like House in the 90s, films like House Party, Friday, I'm talking early 90s, Talking Dirty After Dark, all of those movies that built up many of those studios. And I think what happened with Sidney, and he was given even a low budget to do those films because he and Dr. Cosby talked about the fact that they didn't respect Sidney Poitier when he was alive. And wasn't given a lot of money to do films. And I think he directed Bill again when they did Ghost Dad. And speaking of dads, of course, we got to talk about the big thing here because this is what put Dr. Cosby even into the stratosphere. This is what made him. This is what made him, and he is still is. And I don't care what anybody says, America's favorite father. Who remembers that? That I remember. The Cosby Show. Now, I'm going to say this every Thursday night in the Richard family household was pizza night. And it was must-see TV on NBC, although they didn't call it. I'm realizing that they didn't really come up with that until Jerry Seinfeld, when Seinfeld took over after the Cosby Show went off the air. But it was must-see TV because you had Cosby, you had A Different World, you had Night Court. I love Night Court as a kid. That was one of the funniest shows. They're doing a reboot, but I think it's gonna suck. That's just me because they're bringing John Larroquette back, and I don't know how they can make in an era of Me Too how they're gonna survive with John Larroquette because John Larroquette would have been the poster boy for what Me Too stands against. Dan Fielding was a lurch, a complete womanizer. That's what that's what I remembered about that show. But Family Ties, Cheers, I mentioned A Different World. All of those TV shows, when they were aired on Thursday, they followed the Cosby Show, the #1 show in America for 5 straight seasons. Today, it's worth, of course, with the allegations, it took a hit, but $2 billion in syndication. And Bill Cosby co-created that show with Ed Weinberger, and I'm trying to think of the other gentleman, I can't think of his name, but essentially Dr. Cosby, they had 201 episodes, 8 seasons, and apparently this show is worth about as I stated, $2 billion in syndication. Michael Leeson was the co-creator, along with Bill Cosby and Ed Weinberger. And Ed Weinberger who's a television producer. He created Amen. That's just something you all should know. He also was a writer, not only for Bill, but also for Richard and Dick Gregory. And we also got to salute a queen. The queen of Dr. Cosby's life was the wife, Camille, Mrs. Camille Cosby, because she came up with the idea of the Huxtables being an affluent family. They were going to be originally a plumber and a limo driver. Bill Cosby was going to be the limo driver, and Cliff was going to be the limo driver, and Claire was going to be a plumber. And Camille Cosby heard that, and upon hearing her husband say this, with this opportunity to produce a black family and an affluent life, she said, Negro, please, you are not going to do this. You are going to create a black lawyer and doctor couple. And for most people, this was the first time. Look, let's thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause. Not thumbs up. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mrs. Camille Cosby. Can we get a round of applause in the chat, ladies and gentlemen? A round of applause for Mrs. Cosby, Dr. Cosby. She's the other Dr. Cosby, Mrs. Camille Hanks Cosby, who helped co-create the Cosby Show with her husband and actually put the show where it is today. And because of that, a lot of people who didn't know that there were a lot of people who didn't know that there were black lawyers and doctors. We knew, obviously, it worked because I had an African doctor when I was a kid, an African pediatrician. I had black pediatricians. We always knew there were doctors and lawyers, but other people outside the community didn't know that. And that was a way for people to finally see that there were black people who were not stuck in the ghetto in the projects. A lot of people took exception and said that the black fan. Says who? I didn't grow up in the ghetto. My neighborhood, as time went on, took a hit and was, of course, was diluted. There was some, and I'm going to use the word undesirables here. Some, not all. When they started to move Section 8 housing out and white businesses started to flee and leave New Orleans East, there was stuff there. But, my parents always made sure my brother and I, we had clothes on our backs and food on the table. We had shoes on our feet. We did our homeworks. We went to the doctors. We had good health care. There's nothing wrong with showing black people like that. Now, that's not to say that there can't be a Florida and James Evans Island, because in that reality, no one ever saw a black family live like that either. So that was also important. But what Bill Cosby was doing was showing that there was another way. You didn't just have to follow stereotypical stuff to be successful. And a lot of people took exception with what he was doing because it felt he was criticizing them and too hard. And to a degree, I admit there was some stuff he could have probably been light on, or at least how he said it. But I understand why he's saying it, and look at the shows we have today. And of course, the comedy albums, the Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, hey, we love all of that stuff. That's not going anywhere. And it made him a very wealthy man, and he has given over $100 million to our historically black colleges and universities. So I don't have my beer. I just have this Popeye's cup up, Doc. I know you're celebrating your birthday with Mrs. Cosby and your family, your daughters. And I know up in heaven, Ensa and Ennis are saluting you too. So happy birthday, Dr. Cosby, 85 years. We don't care what the mainstream media says. We don't care what punk-ass Judd Apatow or anybody else says. You are America's dad, not Tom Hanks, not Bob Saget. Bill Cosby has that title as far as I'm concerned. And there's not been any evidence that can show or prove what they have alleged to have said to have occurred. Because in America, a man is innocent until he is proven guilty. And if you can't prove that, then your presumption of innocence stands as a rock. The Supreme Court overturned the conviction because they found and saw that this prosecutor acted outside the scope and bounds and duties as a prosecutor. And he should have been disciplined and disbarred, as far as I'm concerned, for actually bringing something like this, knowing that he did not have probable cause. This was disgusting, as I talked about it with Judge Joe Brown. And you can look and listen to it, ladies and gentlemen. If you go right now to Amazon Kindle, go there now and purchase The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, it is available now. You need to get this book and learn the truth. Learn about what happened. It isn't cheap. It's not an expensive book. It's $9.99. A lot of you go on your phones and you watch these Instagram models shaking it behind you, watch video game pranks and so forth. Watch something, read something constructive, because you know what they say about black men and women, in particular black men, that the best place to hide something from a black man is to put it in the book. We're going to crush the stereotype. Read this book, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Go ahead and click on that book. Read it. I'm going to make a hard copy available, because I know there are some people who like to read hard copies as well, and I've been trying to, and I haven't had time, just dealing with some other things, but I will do that this month, so you all can, who want to order it, can go ahead and get a hard copy. But if you can got a Kindle app, you can purchase this book and read this for a brother. Please support me. Support me. This channel is not monetized. I ask if you would please donate to the Cash App at the bottom, or to the PayPal, or to the Zelle, or the Venmo. I would also ask you, if you want even to support me some more, another thing you can do, some people have done this, is purchase some Creole seasoning blends. Noni's Creole Blends, ladies and gentlemen, is available on noniscreoleblends.com. We also have an Instagram page available. I'm going to actually put that right now, share that with you as we speak. The IG page is Noni's Cree Blends. That's Noni's Cree Blends. And you can go here. Hold on. Why isn't this changing? You can go here to IG. Well, this is my legal page, my legal IG, and I had a tribute to Dr. Cosby there. Oh, sorry about that. Noni's Cree Blends. Go there. That's the IG page. That's the little that's the commercial I shot, ladies and gentlemen. We just created our page. I'm gonna create a Commonwealth IG page too. It's just been a lot that I've been dealing with, trying to get this stuff. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the Facebook page at Commonwealth Cos. Join our Patreon. Now, you can also do this. Buy and purchase, got to get on up, and Video Soul, which are available on Amazon and Apple. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Of course, we're going to get on up and get out of here in a second. And on Thursday, we're going to be talking with Sean. We bring our brother Sean James on. We're going to be talking about the people that rolled up on that old witch, that old hag out in Carolina who lied on Emmett Till. You know, she needs to be brought to justice. We're not going to pray on it and let God handle it. God can let us handle it here. Even the not Jews are looking for justice and still look for justice, sending these 100-year-old Nazis to the pen. So we're going to do it with this woman. We're going to make sure that the black prosecutor, who's a Republican out in Mississippi, hears our voices, that we want this woman prosecuted. We want charges on Carolyn Bryant Dunham. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about elections, this January 6th committee, a whole bunch of things. We might even have a special guest. So y'all tune in. You don't want to miss it. Thursday night, Sean James. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Gavin Richard. This has been another episode of Random Topic Tuesdays. Gavin Richard presents. Thank you, Computer Robots. Computer Robots has the books, and he loves it so far. I don't know how far he has gotten, but he's told me great things, that he's enjoying it so far. So is Nicole. Yes, let's lock up this crypt-keeping looking bitch. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I said it. I know I'm supposed to be professional, but this woman, no, she's a child killer. Forget that. She can get justice. She can get due process. I'm with it. We're going to go through the process of arresting her. She needs to go to jail. All right, y'all. They do it. They would do it to us. All right, y'all. Let's get out of here. Love you. Peace.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat. Cause on the dance floor is where we'll meet. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the. Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieving. So if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll feel the groove. Get on the floor. Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the floor, baby. Yeah, gotta get on the floor, baby. Come on, baby, gotta get on the floor, baby. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Thank you for all the birthday shout outs today. No. Sorry, I'm goggling. Peace. Deuces. Adios. Arrivederci.